Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and I'm from Amanda Crochets, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to make this simple and beautiful Christmas striped throw. This blanket measures approximately 45 inches across by 55 inches long, and I used 3 different colors for this holiday themed blanket, and I used a classic white, a red, and a dark green. Now you can change up the colors if you would like, but I just wanted to use these colors for a holiday themed throw blanket. This is a beginner friendly blanket, and all you need to know to make this blanket are chain stitches and double crochets. And for this striped blanket, I have a solid white section at the beginning, and then I go right into that striped section where I have the 3 different colors together, and then I go back into that solid white section once again. And you're going to repeat this for the entire pattern, and all you need to do is just change up the colors and you are good to go. So for this striped throw blanket, I have 6 rows of that solid white color, and then when it comes to the striping section, I have 2 rows of each of those colors before going right back into that 6 rows of the white. So this is a very easy blanket, as I said, and all you will need is the 3 different colors, your crochet hook, and you can make this as big as you would like, or if you want to make this a little bit smaller, I can show you how to do that as well. So let's begin on learning how to make the Christmas striped throw. So for today's tutorial, you're going to need a size I 9 or 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. And then for your yarn, you can use whatever acrylic yarn that you would like, or if you want to use cotton yarn, you can do that as well. But this is just the yarn that I'm using. And you're going to need 3 skeins of white, and I'm using I Love This yarn for the entire blanket, and this is 7 ounces or 199 grams. It's 355 yards or 325 meters. It's 100% acrylic, and it is classified as a number 4 medium worsted weight yarn. And I'm using the recommended hook size, which is a US I9 or 5.5 millimeter. So you're going to need 3 skeins of white. You're going to need 2 skeins of red, and then 2 skeins of forest. So you're going to start off the blanket using white, but as I have a white background, I'm just going to go ahead and start my blanket using the red color. So for the start of the blanket, I ended up making a chain of 172. If you want to change the width of this throw blanket, you're going to need to make a chain that's a multiple of 10 plus 2. So for my example today, I'm just going to make a chain of 32. So that's 10 times 3, which is 30, plus 2, so a total of 32. You would just multiply any number by 10 to get your width, and then to keep everything in balance, you will go ahead and chain 2 more to the very end. So again, I chained a total of 172 chains for my throw blanket. So to make a chain, you're going to yarn over your hook and pull through. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue until you have 172 chains or your desired width. Okay, so once you have your desired width or your 172 chains, we can go ahead and begin row 1. So for row 1, you're going to go ahead and skip the first 2 chains, and this is going to count as your first double crochet. So the loop on your hook does not count, and you're going to count 2 chains from your hook. So 1 and 2. And then that's going to count as your double crochet. So in that 3rd chain is where you're really going to start your work. So skip the first 2 chains and then make a double crochet in the next 4 chains. So yarn over your hook, insert your hook into that third chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that counts as a double crochet. So if you are a beginner, you just made that double crochet, so you're going to go right to the right, and that very first loop right here, you're going to go ahead and put a stitch marker. That's going to be where you are going to end your row when it comes to row 2. So again, in that next chain, you're going to yarn over your hook, insert your hook into that next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now you have 2 double crochets, yarn over, again you're going to make 1 double crochet in the next 4 chains. So when you look at your work, you have 4 double crochets plus that chain 2. That chain 2 counts as your first double crochet. And again, you're going to look right on the right hand side of that first double crochet and insert your crochet hook, or insert your stitch marker, as that is going to be the end where you can mark your stitch, so that way you know the end of your row. Next, you're going to skip 2 chains, and then you're going to make 4 double crochets in each of the next chains. So again, find those next chains, so 1 and 2, and in the chain after that, you're going to go ahead and make 1 double crochet in each of the next 4 chains. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so what this does is you're going to have 2 double crochets on the end, and you're skipping those chains, so that kind of forms the valley. Now we're going to start the increase, or the peak of your blanket. So for this, you're going to go ahead and chain 2, and in that very next chain, you're going to make 1 double crochet in each of the next 4. So chain 2, and in the next chain, you're going to go ahead and make 1 double crochet in the next 4 chains. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then when you do that, you can see your work going up a little bit. Now, as you make more rows, you will definitely see the pattern a little bit more. And then you're just going to repeat. So after you have your 4 double crochets, you're going to skip 2 chains, so 1 and 2, and in the chain after that, you're going to make 1 double crochet in the next 4 chains. After you make your 4 double crochets, you're going to go ahead and chain 2. In that very next chain, you're going to make 1 double crochet in the next 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to skip 2 chains, and you're going to make 1 double crochet in the next 4 chains. And then when you get to the very end, you should have 6 chains remaining. So when you get to the very end, you're going to skip 2 chains, you're going to double crochet in the next 3 chains, so just like I did here. And then when you get to that very last chain of your row, you're going to have 2 double crochets in that very last chain. And then again, you're going to insert your stitch marker right here on the very top of your stitch. So essentially you're going to start and end your rows with 2 double crochets, and you're going to have the double crochets in between the skipped stitch and the chain 2 section. Okay, so we can go ahead and go to row 2. So to move on to row 2, you're going to chain up 3, and this chain 3 is going to count as your first double crochet. So move your stitch marker up here to the top of the chain 3. Okay, and then you're going to have a double crochet in the very first stitch. So again, yarn over your hook, insert your hook in both loops, so as you turn your work you can see both loops. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now you have 2 double crochets in the very first stitch. You're going to double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 2 and 3. Next, you're going to skip 2 stitches and you're going to work 3 double crochets in the next 3 stitches. So you're going to skip the next 2 stitches, so 1 and 2, and in the next 3 stitches you're going to work 1 double crochet. So skip 2, and in the next one you're going to make 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Now when you come to that chain 2 section, you're going to yarn over your hook, and you're going to go right into that chain 2 section, and you're going to make 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet, and that's all going to be in that chain 2 section. So essentially you're just stacking the chain 2 section right on top of one another, and then you're just going to repeat this across. So 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches, skip 2 stitches, and in the next 3 stitches make 1 double crochet, when you reach that chain 2 section, you're going to work 1 double crochet right inside that chain 2 section, chain 2, and 1 more double crochet in that chain 2 section. 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then when you get to the end of your blanket, you are just going to skip 2 stitches, so 1 and 2, and then you're going to make 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, and then when you get to the very end, you're going to have 2 double crochets in the very last. So remember that turning chain where you have your stitch marker, that is where you're going to have 2 double crochets. So you're just going to repeat this for the remainder of the blanket. So again, when you start, you should always have 2 double crochets in that very first stitch. So that chain 3 counts as your first double crochet, and then you're going to make 1 more double crochet in the very first stitch. You're going to make 1 double crochet in each of the next 3. You're going to skip 2 chains or 2 stitches, work 1 double crochet in the next 3. When you get to that chain 2 section, you're going to make 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet, all in that same 2 section. And then again, you're going to repeat. So 1 double crochet in the next 3, skip 2, 1 double crochet in the next 3. When you get to that chain 2 section, you're going to do 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet. So you're going to repeat this all the way across, and then this is basically your blanket. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to change colors. So again, I did 6 rows of this to start my blanket out with white. So if you were to change colors, all you're going to do is you're going to make your last double crochet, but instead of putting the yarn over your hook and pulling through with that final step, you're going to leave that out and you're going to introduce the new color. So I'm just going to go ahead and change to that green color, and you're going to cut your yarn. So you're going to say maybe leave about that much for your tail. You're going to introduce your new color by leaving a little bit of a tail and simply just putting it right over your crochet hook and pulling through with that new color. And then I like to get the tail ends and kind of give them a little bit of a tug. You're going to go ahead and chain 3, turn your work, and you're going to begin just like you would with this new color. So again, you're going to make 1 double crochet in that very first stitch. So then you have 2 double crochets, because that chain 3 counts as a double crochet. And then you're going to make 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. Skip the next 2 stitches and make 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. When you come to that chain 2 section, 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet. And again, you're just going to go ahead and repeat this all the way across for your blanket. So if we look at the blanket again really fast, you can see I started off with the 6 rows of the white, and then I did 2 rows of red, 2 rows of that forest green, 2 rows of white, 2 rows of red, and then 2 rows of green. So you're going to have a section where the striping is 2 rows of each of the colors. So you're going to have 2 stripes of red, 2 stripes of green, and then 1 stripe of that white in the middle. And then you're going to go back to that white section where you have the 6 rows. So I have the stripe section as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I repeated the stripe section 5 times, and in between each stripe section I have 6 rows of white. So you're going to start and end your blanket by making 6 rows of white. So again, this is a very easy and beginner friendly blanket to make. You can make this as big as you would like or as wide as you would like by just changing up that chain at the very beginning. And you can make this in your favorite holiday colors, or if you want to make this in any other color, you can certainly do that as well. I will leave a link in the description box below for the written pattern as well as the PDF pattern where you can purchase on my Etsy shop. And I will also leave a link to a similar blanket using this pattern, but it's more of a fall themed color. So I will go ahead and leave that pattern in the description box below just in case you're interested in checking that out as well. Thank you so much for joining me today and learning how to make the Christmas striped throw. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial and I hope you give this pattern a try. Now it's time to like, comment, and subscribe to see all future videos by me. And as always, happy crocheting! Bye!